Watching Lake Talk TV. Stay up till you go now.
What's up? What's up? Hope 2025 been treating you well. It's BLACKUARY 1st, Black History Month. Shout out to Martin, but I actually want to start with Marcus. Marcus Mosiah Garvey was born August 17th, 1887, and he lived until like 1940, something like that. You might have seen Mr. Garvey on the news recently being pardoned by the press. No, he wasn't a J6er, but he was Jamaican. He's the founder and first president general of the Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League. But man, this dude's a real influential just throughout the whole black movement. You might have even heard Dr. Umar Johnson pay homage, shout him out a few times.
Marcus Garvey was a staunch supporter of not only inclusion of women, but equality for women. He required, along with the leadership of the UNIA-ACL, that every division and branch of the Garvey movement must have a lady president right next to the man president. No other post-slavery organization that I am aware of, and definitely not no revolutionary nationalist organization, ever required a lady president to preside next to the male president. In addition to that, black women had their own military, the Universal African Motor Corps, the female military of the Garvey movement. No other organization up until that time had a female military that was presided over by female officers until after Garvey. They copied that.
His crusade would inspire leaders from Malcolm X to Martin Luther King and Nelson Mandela.
Garvey was certainly a controversial figure, but the concepts that we now think of as black nationalism and black pride started with Garvey's pronouncements.
And I don't know how we could further state how influential and important Marcus Garvey and his legacy is. But even if you look at specifically at Malcolm's story, Malcolm X's dad was a believer into a lot of Marcus Garvey ideology. So that was influence on Malcolm. And where he'd later go in Harlem was a cornerstone and a real foundation, and where a lot of groundwork was done with Marcus Garvey and the Garveyites. I feel like his biggest impact or influence or contribution to the world definitely has to be being viewed as a prophet to the Rastafari movement. Marcus Garvey was actually quoted saying, "Look to Africa when a black king shall be crowned, for the day of deliverance is at hand." Marcus Garvey is also known to pull from the Bible. A verse in particular was Psalm 68:31, where it says, "Princes shall come out of Egypt. Ethiopia shall soon stretch out her hand into God." And so later on, when Haile Selassie ended up being the king of Ethiopia and the Rastafari movement was started, a lot of that is accredited to and brings along the story of Marcus Garvey. But I highly encourage y'all to do your independent research on who Marcus Garvey was, what he believed, his contributions and influence on the world, man. And just Pan-African power, man. Wish y'all happiness, peace, and prosperity. And that's for all people, because we're one people with one love.